everyone, Anderminy here, and I want to show you guys how to tie a Texas rig. It's a very basic bass fishing rig that we use for fishing different soft plastic baits, rubber worms, creature baits, things like that. So the very first thing is you're going to take a bullet weight. Yes, you need a bullet weight. You don't want to use an egg sinker for a Texas rig. The bullet weight aids in the weedlessness of the bait, which is kind of the whole point of a Texas rig. So you're going to take your bullet weight and you're going to put your line through the point of the bullet weight, and then you're just going to slide that onto your line. Now the next option is well, just that, optional. I'm going to put a bead. This is a glass bead, nice round glass bead that I'm going to put on there. There are different circumstances in which you would and wouldn't use a bead, and we're not going to discuss that in this video though. We're just talking about straight up how to tie a Texas rig. So I've got my bullet weight and a bead, optional, and then I'm going to tie my hook on here. 90% of the time you're going to be using an offset worm hook. I'll let you get a good look at that. So it's got kind of that bend towards the top there. That's what aids in the weedlessness. There are times when you would use a straight shank hook, but again, not going to talk about that. You're going to tie your hook onto the line. I'm just putting this soft plastic on here right now to give my hook a little weight while I tie it. I prefer to tie a Eugene bend knot. And you're just going to tie that hook on there. Take that back off now. And then you're going to clip off your excess line. Alright, so clip it nice and short. So now, as you can see, we have just the hook, the bead, and the weight on there. Alright, so that is all the tying. Now the next part is actually putting the soft plastic bait onto the hook. I've got a Berkley Havoc Pit Boss here that I'm going to put onto the hook. And so what you're going to do is you are going to, I'm going to get good and close to the camera here so you can see exactly what I'm doing. You're going to take the hook and you are going to put it through the head of the bait, through the tip of the bait, and you're going to put it in just maybe a 1/4 of an inch or so. And then you're going to poke it out the bottom of the bait, alright? And then you're going to slide that hook, this bend, you're going to slide it all the way through the bait so that it covers up the eye of the hook in that knot. So now you can see the that little kink in the hook up towards the eye is now coming out of the bottom of the bait. Alright? Now the next step is you are going to take this hook and you're going to look and see about where on the bait the bend in the hook over here falls. Alright? So you're going to take a mental note and take a look at where on the bait that bend falls, and then you're going to bend your bait and you're going to put the point of the hook through that point in the bait where the bend of the hook was. So now, as you can see, I put it straight through the bait, and you can see that the hook comes out the other side of the bait. And so now that flat part of this EWG hook can lie flat against the side of that bait, so it makes it nice and weedless. Now the last little bit that I'm going to tell you, this is where I skin hook the bait, and this is what's going to make it super weedless. So you're just going to barely take that hook point and barely put it underneath, basically like they call it the skin of the bait. So basically just under the rubber just a little bit. You can kind of see right there. So it's just barely under there. So now it's nice and weedless and everything just slides right over it. Alrighty, and that's how you tie a Texas rig.